The score at halftime here in Chicago, the Bears 14, Detroit 7. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris bringing you this Central Division game. The Bears still feel that they've got a chance if they can duplicate what they did last season. A good finish, and obviously today is a big game for them. And the Lions, obviously a scrappy club no matter what their record is. They have played tough defensively today.
Yes, they have. They're still in it, and but the Bears, with Washington and Philadelphia and Tampa Bay losing, their stock goes up quite a bit there if they can win this football game. Mike Phipps was 11 of 18 for 103 yards in the passing department, while Comlo was 6 of 9 for Detroit for 79 yards, but he had a couple of interceptions. Walter Payton has 50 yards rushing.
I really like the work that this young Comlo has done here today. He just seems to get better every week, as we commented earlier, and I know Monty Clark has got to be pleased when he knows he's got Gary Danielson and Joe Reed ready to come back next year. That's pretty nice quarterbacking for any NFL team. We're going to show you that final touchdown of the first half. The Bears here in the 2-minute drill got off a real good play and a super throw by Phipps.
Yes, and the key has been the pass blocking. Detroit has not been able to get to Mike Phipps, and there you can see Williams on the coverage. He apparently interfered. We couldn't see it in our picture with Bashnagel before the reception, but Brian made sure of the catch and took it in for the touchdown, and that's the difference right now, 14-7.
That was a 14-yard touchdown from Phipps to Bashnagel, and of course with the Bears losing Gold and Richards, Bashnagel's become an important receiver for them this year.
Yes, he has. He's done a good job, and he's a good blocker. That's been one of the keys for Brian. It's kept him in the NFL, aside from his pass receiving, is his blocking. But the key is going to be if the Bears can stop Detroit on their running game. Now, they have held them down pretty well, but I noticed quite a bit to the outside. Detroit's blocking schemes have been setting up very well. We'll see if they try and concentrate more on that in the second half.
All right, well, the score stands. The Bears in front, 14-7 here at Soldier Field. Starting to get a little dark in this Chicago area, and I don't think that'll affect the passing game at all. However, we'll be back for the start of the second half in a moment.
I'd like to talk to you about the Sony Betamax and an incredible feature called Beta Scan. I'm Tom Williams Sr., and if you know tennis, you know my son. Here's a cassette of his last championship match. Beta Scan lets me go fast forward and reverse, so I can skip the boring stuff like this long rally and stop when I come to the real exciting parts, like Tom Jr. here dashing onto the court to pick up the ball. Isn't Betamax terrific? It lets you see what you've been missing and miss what you don't want to see. It's from Sony, the one and only.
I never worry about what brand name part my mechanic puts on my car. That doesn't make me a bad guy. I go to a professional mechanic I can trust, so I trust the parts he uses. He uses Mopar. It means nothing to me, but it means a lot to him. Mopar fits all American-made cars, foreign cars too, and they're used by professional mechanics all over the world. If the professional trusts Mopar, I trust Mopar. Does he make me happy? He makes it his business.
Trust your car to Mopar.
Detroit, what a vital and exciting city. A city that won't stand still. But what if in the midst of all this hustle-bustle, suddenly a man collapsed? A heart attack. He stops breathing. Would you know how to save his life? I'm Doug Inglis from the Detroit Lions, and I'd like to show you one way the people of Detroit are saving lives. It's called CPR, a volunteer program of the Red Cross supported by the United Way. CPR is short for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Knowing how to administer it could mean the difference between life and death to someone. I recently lost a member of my family to a heart attack. That's why I know the importance of this program. That's a lesson we all should learn. And this is just one of the hundreds of United Way programs made possible by your support. It works here in Detroit, and it works in your town, too. Thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way, right?
Right. The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. And it may have been a public service to Bears fans in my reference to the Bears' second half success last year. Of course, I'm in 1977 when their real good burst got them into the playoffs. And that's what they hope they can duplicate again this year after a shaky start. And there you see the first half statistics. Bears with 12 first downs to 8. In the passing department, Comlo 6 for 9. Mike Phipps 11 for 18.
And the difference is, aside from the 7 points, is 40 plays for Chicago and 27 for Detroit. And you'll find that 8 times out of 10, the team that has the most plays on offense will win a football game. There are exceptions, but normally that is the case.
You know, last week when the Bears beat San Francisco 28-27, it was a similar 28-27 score against Kansas City 2 years ago that got the Bears en route to that playoff berth. They won 5 more without a loss after disposing of Kansas City that November day, and that's what they are hoping to duplicate this year.
There are so many similarities. They won the game 28-27. They were 3-5 at the time and went 4-5 instead of 3-6. This last week, they would have gone 3-6 had they lost to San Francisco. So Bear fans are thinking that's some kind of an omen. But as far as Detroit is concerned, Monty Clark says, we have got to get something going. He says, we've got to win these close games. We've got to get into the habit of winning. And Detroit is still in this football game.
That is for sure. 14-7 the score. We are about to begin the second half. Lonnie Perrin will kick it off. John Arnold and Ken Calicut are the deep men. It's a short kickoff taken at the 20-yard line. Horace King gets out to the 35. And the Detroit Lions will start from that point. Artizzoni and Schubert on the tackle. Jeff Comlo brings out the Lions with Dexter Bussey and Horace King, the running backs. Ulysses Norris, the tight end. Freddie Scott, Gene Washington are the wide receivers. Washington goes left. Scott comes right. Bussey kicked behind the line of scrimmage by Jim Osborne, number 68. Loss on the play of 4 yards.
Let's watch number 68 as he gets through slick and clean and gets the run before it gets started. Jim Osborne, a very underrated football player. He always has been during his career, but he's been a steady football player and has been an improved football player since Alan Page came here. They work together very well on defense in there with the tricks that they play.
8-year man from Southern University. His second, not 15 to go for the Lions. In motion is Bussey. King, big hole. Beautiful hole on the right side behind Bollinger and Dorney. Gets out over the 40-yard line for a gain of about 10 yards. Hicks and Plank made the tackle for the Bears.
A key here was the seal by Norris, number 80, as he sealed off number 58, Muckensturm, and that allowed the big hole there. And then there goes Horace King for the big game, but they still have a third down situation, 3rd and 4.
Some other action underway. Oakland now leading 22-10 over San Francisco in the third period. Tommy Hart is in for Hampton at left defensive end for the Bears. Comlo incomplete. Intended for Freddie Scott. Schmidt and Fensick were over there on the coverage. Cornerback Schmidt had the primary coverage on the sideline pattern. It brings up 4th down. Larry Swider, number 12. 49-yard punt. He's had only one kick today. Steve Schubert is the deep man for Chicago.
He passed one last week for a first down. They left the man uncovered and he got a pass completion, but I don't know if they'll do it today.
Scott Campbell, 59, race over there, doing a little stunting here on this punt situation. They're coming. Swider just got it away. Plank nearly got a piece of it. Schubert from his own 22. Schubert running well. Schubert will score. Steve Schubert. Touchdown.
Steve Schubert, who has been injured much of the year, now he's healthy, takes it all the way for the touchdown as the Bears take the lead by a score of 20-7. Steve Schubert.
77-yard return.
And the Lions had gone for the punt block, so they didn't have that many downfield. There was a key block there by number 59, Gary Campbell, and then good block there on Flanagan, against Flanagan by Hartenstein, and then Schubert, who's not noted as a speedster, but once he gets out behind the defense, he's hard to catch. He's got speed when he needs it because he gets that extra adrenaline, and look at that ball. He's going to keep that football.
Schubert's big punt return really has the crowd alive here in Chicago. Thomas with a point after. And the Chicago Bears have jumped into a 21-7 lead just 2 minutes into the second half here at Soldier Field. Steve Schubert going 77 yards on the punt return.
American business is being taken over by revolutionaries. Revolutionary Savin copiers. Savins at banks and brokerage houses. Why is big business going for Savin in a big way? Because Savins are fast, economical, and remarkably reliable. In fact, last year, Savin outplaced Xerox and IBM combined. So if you haven't noticed the revolution, you will. Savin, the revolutionary copiers that are winning over big business.
Super automotive values from Sears. Now get the full power of the Sears 48 battery for a full $7 off its regular low price. Now on sale, the Sears 48, $47.99 with trade-in. You save $7. And now America can save money on the best-selling steel-belted radial tire in Sears history. Get them now and save yourself $28 to $60 on a set of 4. At Sears, where America shops for value.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the heavyweights in action in the World Powerlifting Championships, plus Part 2 of the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders and the conclusion of the World Series of Poker. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris, we've just seen a 77-yard punt return by Steve Schubert, the kind of big plays the Bears need if they're going to make that second half of the season comeback. Thomas kicked that one off, taken by Arnold at his own 4, and he has a good return out to the 23-yard line. Flags are down. There is Steve Schubert still trying to catch his breath over there, and that'll be a happy young man. He had averaged 6.3 yards a punt return on 13 tries coming into this game, and it's fun to break the big one. And is he enjoying it? You bet.
Steve is in his 6th year out of the University of Massachusetts. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, that's real good. Good fella. Steve's a big hockey fan. He's always checking in on the Bruins. Bruin fan. Well, the march-off is against the Lions on that kickoff return. Taking it all the way back to the 13-yard line. Here's Red Cash and the referee.
Blocking below the waist. Number 55 of the receivers during the run back. 1st and 10.
Not an uncommon penalty. Ed O'Neill, number 55. That is the new rule this year, and it is not an uncommon occurrence on punt and kickoff returns this year as the players still try to adjust to it. So the Lions have to start back at their own 13. Robinson, number 36, Bo Robinson, running off left tackle. Doug Plank made the tackle, and he got about 5 on the play. Out to the 18. Bo Robinson, rookie from West Texas State, the 3rd pick of the Lions this year. Word from the L.A.-Seattle game that Pat Payton of the Rams is out with a broken finger. Jeff Rutledge is now the quarterback for L.A. Or Ferragamo previously hurt. Quick throw, interception. Touchdown, Terry Schmidt. It was intended for Leonard Thompson. Schmidt's on all the way. And Johnny Morris, it's always dangerous to throw into the flat when you're deep in your own end. You better get that ball there in a hurry. He didn't get it there quickly enough. Schmidt was there ahead of the receiver.
And I don't believe he had deep help. He just spotted the play coming, went up for the interception. It was just like taking candy from a baby for Terry Schmidt. Easy touchdown. Chicago has the big lead, and Detroit's in real trouble. Terry Schmidt, who has come on to do a pretty good job for the injured Allen Ellis, who is back on the active roster, but Terry Schmidt has done a good job.
Another point after by Bob Thomas. And the Bears striking quickly here with a punt return and an interception. Have opened a 28-7 lead with 12:15 still to play here in the 3rd period as we watch Schmidt again.
If you think the thrill's gone out of driving, ease yourself into this. The 1980 Mercury Capri RS.
Come on, ease on down the road.
Ease on down with a sexy European look and great base engine mileage ratings. 6 or 8 cylinder engines are also available, even an optional turbocharged engine. The Capri RS from Lincoln Mercury. A touch of Europe and a lot of American car.
Ease on down the road.
To the sign of the cat.
Remember this when you choose an airline. American was first with computerized reservations to answer your calls faster.
We were first with curbside baggage processing to handle your luggage faster. And we were first with one-stop check-in to get you through the airport faster. We're American Airlines, and finding ways to serve you better is one of the things we do best.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
28-7 here. Next week on CBS, St. Louis at Washington, Tampa Bay at Detroit, Los Angeles will be here in Chicago, Minnesota at Green Bay, San Francisco at New Orleans, and Atlanta at the New York Giants. Next Sunday, consult your local listings for the game and time in your area, and don't forget the NFL Today pregame show. Thomas will kick it off again for the Bears. They have not had an offensive series in this half, and yet they've scored 14 points. Calicut for the Lions. Calicut running well, gets out over the 30, close to the 35-yard line, number 31. Return man Ken Calicut, second-year man from Clemson. Mike Spivey on the tackle, along with Robin Earl for the Bears.
And this is where the cheese really gets binding for an offense when you're already down 28-7. That gives the defense a license to do a lot of different things to put pressure on the quarterback. And it's a very difficult situation. Last week, San Francisco passed at will against the Bears. No such situation so far here for Detroit.
Jeff Comlo brings him out. Wide right is Freddie Scott. Comlo back to pass. Screen. Horace King, and it's shut down by Tom Hicks, the middle linebacker. Splitting between blockers, making the play. Campbell was there as well. Gary Campbell, number 59.
And so was Alan Page, number 82. Everybody smelled that screen coming.
Loss of a couple on it.
Jeff Comlo taking the play in as they send all plays into him. And he might need that flak jacket. If you look closely, you can see that Comlo has a flak jacket. He looks a little hefty around the midriff. That's to protect him from a hit from a defensive lineman.
Bussey and Robinson now the running backs. Comlo gets away from the rush of Hampton. Complete out over the 40-yard line to Freddie Scott, hit immediately by Terry Schmidt.
Pretty good play by Comlo as he gets away here from the pass rush. Dan Hampton, number 99, spins out, gets a hand on him, and Scott does a good job here of coming back to the ball. Schmidt had him covered all the way, but Scott came back towards the passer, made the completion. However, it's a third down situation, third and about 3 or 4.
In the third period, New Orleans and Denver, a key game, 3-3, a pair of field goals. That's all the way into the third period at Denver. Third down, about 4 for the Lions. Play action. Robinson can't hold on. Bo Robinson, and it appeared like he could get first down yardage had he made the catch.
The ball hit him in the hands, and sometimes that's a tough spot, but Detroit's going to have to punt.
The New York Jets have gone in front of Green Bay 24-15 in the third period. Tony Linhart added a field goal for the Jets. Yepremian and Turner with field goals in that New Orleans-Denver game, and that's all in the third quarter. New Orleans leading in that NFC West. Swider standing at his own 26-yard line. Steve Schubert awaiting it at the Bears' 18. Just got it away.
On the run.
Schubert shakes off an arm tackle, gets to the 38-yard line of the Bears. Good return. Don Morrison made the tackle. And the Bears are in good field position with 10:24 remaining here in the third quarter and holding a 28-7 lead.
I'm Cheryl Teague. I feel at home in front of the camera. But behind the camera, I don't know the difference between a lens opening and a Broadway opening. So I rely on my Olympus OM10. My trusty OM10 gets great shots automatically. My OM10 has the smart little red light that tells me when it's okay to shoot. Oh, it's okay to shoot. Hold it, fellas. With Olympus OM10, great shots automatically.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Ladies and gentlemen, protect your engines. The same way 31 out of 35 of this year's Indy 500 drivers do in their everyday driving with Valvoline motor oil. Because stop-and-go driving can punish your engine as much as 500 miles of speedway driving can punish an Indy car's engine. And Valvoline can take the heat, protects your engine, helps make it last. Ladies and gentlemen, protect your engines with Valvoline. It's not just for winning races.
Live from Laurel, Maryland, see the 29th running of the Washington, D.C. International. Post time is 4 p.m. next Saturday. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
26-year-old Terry Schmidt, a 6-year man from Ball State, number 44. Scoring on that 20-yard return of an intercepted pass to open the lead to 28-7. The Bears have the ball for the first time offensively in this second half, and yet they scored 14 points in the first 5 minutes. Lazzle dazzle, a throw out the flanker screen to James Scott, and a good tackle from behind by Harrell, the rookie linebacker, 51, or he would have had a lot more yardage. Luther Bradley there to help him.
A simple screen, a fake to the pitch, a screen to the wide receiver, and look at Noah Jackson, 65. He's out in front there. He throws the key block. Ted Albrecht out in front, but it hadn't have been for Harrell, James Scott would have been gone right down the sideline, because once he gets a little opening, he's got that speed in that second gear.
Gallagher into the game at defensive tackle, and a linebacker goes out. Dave Gallagher, 71 for the Lions. First down for the Chicago Bears at the 48-yard line of the Lions. Out of the eye, Payton. Nowhere to go. Coming up from the corner was Williams, number 21. Put the hit on him. Gain of about a yard, if that. Cobb comes in with the play. Latta comes out for the Bears. Gallagher goes out for the Lions. The linebacker back in. Lions have lost Weaver and Washington to injuries among their linebackers. Woodcock has gone all season, their outstanding defensive tackle. Second and 10. Walter Payton's going to throw. Deep for Bashnagel, and it is intercepted. James Hunter. Flag is down on the play. The pass overthrown by Payton, but the interference call appears to be against Detroit.
I believe Walt Williams, number 21, will be called for the second time on pass interference. He was running stride for stride with Brian Bashnagel downfield as Walter threw the option pass, and he threw it far enough, didn't he?
He sure did. He had it in the end zone. The only problem was Bashnagel wasn't there yet, but it worked out for the Bears.
By the defense, number 21, first down.
It is Williams the culprit. An unfortunate break for Williams and the Lions.
And Payton had all day here. There was no penetration. Look at, he had time to measure it, and boy, look at that. If they need a quarterback ever, they could use Walter Payton. There was the interception, but the interference was much before that, and so the Bears are in good position.
Yes, Williams is not even in the picture. It's Hunter with the interception. Payton hit that pass for a touchdown to Bashnagel a couple of weeks ago. First down, Bears. Oh, Payton took one tackle, shook it off, picked up about 5 yards, but a flag down again. Jimmy Allen, the man to stop him. Holding is the signal against Chicago. 28-7, the Bears lead it here in the third period. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris at Soldier Field, where the lights are on. We're now playing night football. It's only 5 o'clock in Chicago. Pretty dark.
Perfect football weather for the players on the field, because that nippy weather keeps you nice and
holding
warm.
By the offense, number 64, still first down.
Ted Albrecht, number 64, the left offensive tackle, doing the holding.
And Ted is playing this entire game so far, despite just recovering from a case of mononucleosis, which he played with last week.
I guess he had that for a while without realizing.
Yes.
First and 20. Bears at the Lions' 20-yard line. 21. Phipps play action. Screen. Payton. Walter Payton did it on his own again. Luther Bradley pulled him down, but the Lions had done a good job of stripping down the blocking, and Walter said, whoops, I guess I got to do it on my own.
There's Payton out of the I formation. Watch the fake to the right, and then he comes over for the screen left. He ran by 2 Lions there, makes the grab, and then finally there's a host of lines, but they cannot stop him. It takes more than one man to get Walter Payton down, and he's going to drag Mr. Bradley along, but they still have a long way to go for the first down.
It is 2nd and 13. Payton picked up 7. Phipps has got time. Up the middle, complete to Williams to the 10-yard line. Picked up about 4 yards on the play at most. Brooks and Allen on the tackle, as the Lions did a good job again. They're not giving the Bears an opportunity to make long gainers out of the last 2 plays. They are 3rd down at the 10-yard line.
Well, the Lions keep doing the same thing. They have that 4-man rush. They've got those rookie linebackers, and the Bears are trying to take advantage of them, bringing those backs out of the backfield, and Detroit's having problems, and they're not changing up their defense. They're going with what they got. You have to wonder. Sometimes you got to make adjustments.
3 wide receivers are in now for the Bears. The tight end is out. Schubert, Scott, and Bashnagel. Phipps for Bashnagel, incomplete. James Hunter on the coverage. The ball was a little overthrown by Mike Phipps.
And that time they did come with the blitz that time. Still could not get there.
4th down, Chicago. You know, every time the Bears play, you have Payton statistics to deal with. Today, 49 yards rushing and 14 carries. 6 passes for 53 yards. He's really done a little better in that department today. Bob Thomas will attempt the field goal. There are his numbers from this distance. They'll spot it at the 16, make it the 17-yard line, so it will be a 27-yard try.
No good.
No good. Thomas misses from the 27, from 27 yards out, and so the score will remain with 7:01 to go here in this 3rd period. The Chicago Bears 28, the Detroit Lions 7.
Meet the family of high-mileage 1980 Mercuries, Zephyr, Bobcat, Capri.
Come on in. Ease on down the road.
Ease on down with the high-mileage ratings of Mercury Bobcat, one of America's lowest sticker prices. Zephyr, great mileage ratings with a lot of room for the money. Or Capri, mileage with a sexy European look.
Ease on down the road.
Meet the high-mileage Mercuries at the Sign of the Cat.
Some guys never learn. They're still taking it on the chin. Gotcha. Norelco offers the Norelco rotary razor. Not 1 or 2 blades, but 36 blades inside 3 adjustable floating heads and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave without a nick or cut. So say hello to the Norelco rotary razor and say goodbye to Gotcha.
You know, Johnny, this is the 100th meeting between these 2 teams, and that includes, for trivia fans, games between the Bears and the Portsmouth Spartans, the predecessor team to the Detroit Lions. The team moved to Detroit in 1934. Between the Lions themselves and the Bears, it's the 91st meeting, a long rivalry.
And the Bears lead 51-36 with 3 ties.
The Lions have first down following the missed field goal try by Bob Thomas. He was 0 for 2 in that department today. Lions have the ball at the 20-yard line.
You know, the Lions have lost 8 straight games on the road. I guess they like it at home a little bit better, but they're not being too successful at home this year.
Oh, they have had nothing but headaches and problems. And truly a disappointment for Lions fans after the great finish last year, 6 of their last 8. And really, it's just as simple as the fact that they have had too many key injuries to really have a productive season this year. They just got to wait till next year. Comlow, deep for Ulysses Norris. And the rookie has it. First down. Lions all the way down at the 46-yard line as Comlow connects with Ulysses Norris. He's a little hope for the future with David Hill. He gives them some excitement at tight end.
And you'll see the coverage by number 45, Gary Fensick, as Norris goes inside, then dips to the outside, gets a step on Fensick, and the pass was right there, right in the old hands, and he's finally knocked out of bounds as Fensick and Plank come over for the coverage.
Norris, 6'4", 230, he's just 22, a rookie. David Hill is only 25, 6'2", 230. If Norris can block like David Hill, the Lions are solid at that position. Slot formation right. Rick Kane, number 32, first carry of the ball game, picks up about 3 yards for the Lions. Inside the 45 of Chicago, Gary Campbell on the tackle. 2nd and 7. Rick Kane. Leonard Thompson brings in the play. Kane and Robinson are now the running backs. Kane is a third-year man from San Jose State, number 3 pick in 1977. Freddie Scott goes into the slot left. Thompson is wide left. A little reverse. Freddie Scott forced deep by Hampton, and now will be dropped for a big loss. Hampton forced him deep. Fensick came up. Osborne was there, and Freddie Scott had no running room.
But they did get a block from the quarterback, Comlow. Watch this play as he come around on the end around. You'll see number 99, Dan Hampton, get in there. And Comlow says, what am I going to do? I'm going to throw a block. And by gosh, he did. But it didn't do any good because Scott ran into 3 monsters of the Midway. There's Hartenstein, Osborne, and Fensick all there to make the tackle.
It is 3rd down, 17 to go. Lions batting .500 on 3rd down conversions in the game. Slot left again. Comlow intended for Norris, incomplete. Now Plank gave Norris a shot. He was way out of bounds, and that just is not necessary, Doug. He knew where he was, and Norris was good 10 yards out of bounds, still trying to catch the ball, mind you, but had he caught it, it would not have been a completion. Swider will attempt will make the punt. We hope he does more than attempt it. Swider is standing at the 33-yard line of the Lions. The deep man is Schubert at the Chicago 12. A couple of weeks ago, Swider tried to kick a low snap from the ground. Green Bay game. Good snap there. Bearcat signal by Schubert at the 24-yard line of the Chicago Bears. And Chicago will start from there. With a 28-7 lead. There's Steve Schubert, who ran one back 77 yards for a touchdown early in this second half. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes will be followed by Archie Bunker's Place. And then One Day at a Time, Alice, the Jeffersons, and a special edition of CBS Reports, Teddy. Start your evening with a brand new edition of 60 Minutes, the News Weekly magazine. And that has an interesting subject tonight, swine flu vaccine. Robin Earl is into the game at fullback for the Chicago Bears, number 39, replacing Dave Williams. .509 to go here in the 3rd period. Walter Payton. Big hole. 15-yard gain and a first down for the Bears out to the 39. Ken Fantetti, the middle linebacker, finally pushed Payton out.
A key block by number 69, Reeve Sori, the pulling guard. He doesn't leave his feet, but he knocks Jones out of the way and allows Payton to get around the horn inside into the sidelines, and it's a first down for Chicago as Robin Earl comes back out.
The Jets lead Green Bay now 24-22. That's been a seesaw battle. They're in the 3rd period. New York Jets got a chance to move to 500 just like the Bears do today. Straight ahead, Dave Williams, a flag down. Williams picked up 5 yards.
Offsides against Detroit, I believe.
Harrell made the tackle on the play, number 51. Denver leads New Orleans 10-3 now, Johnny, in the fourth quarter. Imagine those two teams going with Archie Manning and all that offense. Only 3 points at this stage of the game. And Denver, of course, awfully tough defensively. And they lead it 10-3 in the fourth period. The Broncos in front.
Offsides on the defense, number 79. Still first down.
Penalty against the Lions. Offside. It'll be 1st and 5. William Gay, number 79, in at left defensive end. The man offside. Converted tight end. Earl, the lead back in the eye. Payton behind Robin Earl. Batters his way for about 4. He'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Al Baker, Jimmy Allen putting the hit on Waller.
And Payton is amazing. He took a couple of hard shots on that play, and he always is the first man up off the ground. It's unbelievable how he can avoid injuries many times as he carries the ball.
2nd and 1 for the Bears. Wide right goes Bashnagle. James Scott, number 89, comes wide left. Play action. Phipps just gets it away. Complete to Robin Earl, who picked that one just off the tartan turf. Al Baker had Phipps wrapped up, and Mike did a good job getting the pass off to Earl and a Bears first down.
A good play by Mike Phipps as Baker had a hold of him. He was going to go to Scott down the field, but he didn't have time because Baker got a hand on him, and then he went to his secondary receiver, Robin Earl, picked it up off the turf, and was able to get the first down for Chicago before number 51, James Harrell, brought him down.
You know, Albrecht was doing a pretty good job on Baker, too, forcing him behind his quarterback with his blocking, but that big Al Baker is plenty tough. There's that Denver score. Baker just managed to get an arm on Phipps anyway, despite Albrecht's efforts.
He had 23 sacks last year as a rookie. Had a great season. He has 7 so far this year. None today. And he's still shaking his head down there. That helmet's wiggling back and forth. He says, no, I can't believe it.
Phipps is now 15 of 23, 134 yards and a touchdown.
He is quietly having another superb game as the Bears' offense has really been rejuvenated the last 2 or 3 weeks. They are doing a mixture of things, and they are working. As you look at the Bears sideline and Neil Armstrong.
First down, Chicago. Lions 47-yard line. Walter Payton off right tackle, big hole. Payton to the sideline. Hunter holds him down. James Hunter inside the 25 of the Detroit Lions. Excellent hold. Sorian lick off the right side.
And he really followed his block, and he followed Robin Earl, number 39, and Reeve Sori, 69. Look at the hole there. Look at the blocking. He breaks the tackle there. O'Neal couldn't hang on to him. Then he turns downfield, and finally, if it hadn't have been for James Hunter, Walter Payton would have had himself a touchdown. The Bears on the move again.
First down at the 24-yard line. Payton finally gets a rest. Willie McClendon, number 37, a rookie from Georgia. The number 3 pick this year is in at running back. Robin Earl. Good hole at the point of attack behind the right guard, Sori, but closed up well by the Lions defensively. The linebacker, John Brooks, coming up to help Doug English on the tackle. Johnny Walter Payton now has 91 yards rushing on 17 carries. Finally getting a breather. He's right back in, however, along with Dave Williams.
So that means he has 1,091 yards. And this, the 10th game, is this the 10th game of the season? Yes, it is. 10th game of the season.
Ricky Watson at wide receiver is in the slot, number 80 to the right. Payton moves into the I formation. Payton straight ahead got about 4 or 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and short for the Chicago Bears. Harrell has left the game for Detroit with bruised ribs. Ed O'Neill, number 55, is in the game replacing him. O'Neill on that last tackle with Cleveland Elam. New wide receivers in for the Bears, bringing in the play along with the tight end Greg Latta. Bashnagel and Scott are the wide receivers. Extra defensive back in on 3rd and about 2.5 for Chicago. Walter Payton gets the call, and Walter Payton has the yards. Payton gets to about the 11-yard line. First down, Chicago. Brooks cut him down finally, number 53.
And here it is from ground level, as you see 34 following, cutting back right here behind the block by Noah Jackson, 65, and then just always seems to squirt forward to get just enough. It keeps those legs driving. A superior football player, and that's not a good enough word for it right now. Superior. Where did I come up with that? He's fantastic.
He's also superior. I don't think there's any argument about that. First down. Bears at the 13. Threatening again. They lead 28-7 in this game. Time winding down, 3rd quarter. Payton. He was hit actually at the line of scrimmage, but carried a couple of tacklers for about 3 yards. O'Neill, the first man to hit him, and then he needed help from big Cleveland Elam to pull him down, and the safety Jimmy Allen got into it, number 40.
Good block by number 22, Dave Williams, and there's Payton cutting back. Now they have him here. No, they don't. O'Neill went back 4 yards after he made contact with Payton. O'Neill is still going backwards. Tremendous power for 205 pounds, Walter Payton. He has 20 carries for 103 yards. He scratched the 100-yard mark.
The ball just inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 yards to go for the first down. Payton reverse. Ricky Watts. Watts is dropped for a loss. The Lions defensively alert. Al Baker put the stop on him, number 60.
And did you see the block that Mike Phipps threw? The quarterbacks have thrown 2 good blocks. That time, Mike Phipps threw a block on Doug English on the end around as it came back to Ricky Watts. Watch 15, the quarterback, Phipps, as he hands off to Payton. Back to Watts. Now here's 15 at the left lower part of your screen. Here comes a big number, 78. Look at that block by Phipps.
Well, time has concluded. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Chicago Bears 28. The Detroit Lions 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Monday on the White Shadow. It's one super mismatch. Carver High against the Harlem Globetrotters. Don't miss the White Shadow, Monday at 8, 7 Central.
This is CBS.
Each month, True Value Hardware
Dealers of America and the NFL. The 6 winners here today will represent the Chicago Bears at the NFC Division Competition on December 16th in Tampa Bay. Presenting trophies to the area champions is Wally Edmonds, Ford District Sales Manager, Chicago District. And our 8-year-old winner is Jay Rensing, number 12 from Naperville, Illinois. The 9-year-old winner is number 16, John Lyons from Crystal Lake, Illinois. The 10-year-old champion is number 34, Andy Kendi from Arlington Heights. The 11-year-old champ is number 21, Jim Donovan from Oak Park. The 12-year-old winner is number 24, Ray Holliday from Elwood, Indiana. And the 13-year-old champ is number 32, Steve Anderson from Lake Forest. Congratulations, boys, and now let's send these youngsters to the division competition with a nice round of applause. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris, as we are about to begin the 4th quarter here at Soldier Field. The Bears lead it 28-7. And the ball is at the 15-yard line of the Detroit Lions. 3rd down and 13. 3rd and 12, let's make it. Williams and Payton are the running back. Slot right. Tips for James Scott. Incomplete. Hunter on the coverage, number 28. And James Scott is down and hurt in the end zone.
Well, it was Scott on the post pattern. He runs into double coverage here. It was almost complete for the touchdown, as you're going to see Hunter and Allen right there. There's Scott and Allen and Hunter, all of them colliding, and down goes the ball, and James Scott, who is still down on the field.
By the way, Johnny, as they give some attention to James Scott, for Walter Payton, it was his 32nd game, over 100 yards rushing in his young NFL career. With this timeout, we'll be back in a moment. The Bears lead at 28-7.
It's the Delco Freedom Battery Sale. What do you want from a car battery, America? Freedom to start.
He injured his left leg on that play, and look who his escort is here going off the field, none other than Walter Payton. He is truly an outstanding individual, concerned about his fellow teammate, Greg Latta, there as well. Bob Thomas will attempt a field goal from the 22-yard line. A 32-yard try, that is good. A flag is down, however, at the line of scrimmage. So Thomas hit it from 32 yards out. We'll await the verdict from referee Red Cashin. Dennis Lick says it's against Detroit. And there's been nothing official as yet, but as we see it again, Thomas's field goal is clearly good. The signal yet to be given from referee Red Cashin on the infraction. Bears keep indicating that it's against Detroit.
And apparently the Bears are going to have a shot at a first down here and would refuse the field goal and go on in and attempt to make the touchdown.
Well, they were fourth and about 12 when they attempted the 32-yard field goal. It looks like defensive holding is the signal against the Lions on the field goal attempt. That's not a good penalty to take in that circumstance.
Well, it was obviously a serious penalty because they get an automatic first down.
Let's see what the signal is.
Holding by the defense during the kick. First down.
Well, they did not single out any one individual. But that is a penalty that is going to give Monty Clark some premature gray hairs, I would say, to take it on a field goal try. So wipe out the field goal. Instead, it is first down, Bears at the 10-yard line of the Lions.
We understand that James Scott has a sprained ankle, which is probably a lot better than having something wrong with the knee. So we'll see how serious that is.
First down, Bears. Walter Payton moves off the wing back to the pro set with Dave Williams. Payton with a blocking escort got to the 5-yard line. Unhappy with himself because he didn't get it into the end zone.
Okay. It looked like it might be jammed up on this one as there's a lot of Lions over there on the pursuit. And you can see Ken Fantetti there. There's Jim Allen. But there's Reeve Sori right out in front trying to hold him off, and Payton managed to get a few yards up to the 5-yard line.
It'll be second and goal from the 5. Robin Earl comes in. Greg Latta comes in. Check it. Let's make it 3 wide receivers. No, Latta is in there. Latta, the tight end on the strong side right. Earl, the lead back for Walter Payton. Payton. Walter Payton. He was hit a couple of times. Again, that familiar second and even third effort comes up with another 6 points.
And look at that blocking up front there. Sorry. There goes Payton up and over. Fantetti, 57, makes contact but cannot hold him. And Payton goes into the end zone. Superior blocking in the middle of the line. Reeve Sori throws the block. Pure for his back. Knocked back by number 70, Dennis Lick, and it goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Good play, Chicago, and this game has become a rout.
76 yards in 12 plays. Thomas with the point after, and it is good. And so the Chicago Bears have opened a 35-7 lead. We are just underway in the fourth quarter here at Soldier Field.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
How you holding up? I'm all right.
You want to go for 10 miles? If we make it, I'll buy you a beer. If we make it, I'll buy you a Lone Brow.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer,
Tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Tonight, let it be Lowenbrow. When you get Sears aluminized muzzler for only $17.99, you also get the Muzzler Promise.
Sears promises that the muzzler will last as long as you own your American-made car.
Or return it for refund or replacement free.
And if Sears installed it, they'll install the new one free.
Well, you can't beat that.
I think it's fantastic.
It's a great promise. Sounds like one heck of a good deal.
The Muzzler, only $17.99. Installation and additional parts extra at Sears.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the heavyweights in action in the World Powerlifting Championships, plus Part 2 of the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders and the conclusion of the World Series of Poker. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Walter Payton's second touchdown of the game, 35-7 Chicago. The Los Angeles Rams continue to lead Seattle 24-0 despite the loss of Pat Hayden in that game with a broken finger. All right, from the kickoff, it's brought out by Arnold over the 30-yard line to the 33 for the Detroit Lions. He's been doing a good job returning kicks and punts today. Bruce Heron made the tackle, number 51, with Ricky Watts, number 80. Elsewhere, the New York Jets and Green Bay continuing their seesaw battle. The Jets lead it 27-22 in the fourth period. What a game they got going there in Green Bay. First down, Lions. The ball at their own 34-yard line. Comlo, deep sideline, complete to Freddie Scott, incomplete. Scott had it and dropped it. Terry Schmidt came over there along with Livers on the coverage, but Freddie Scott cannot hold on. Scott came into the game with 30 catches, 8 best in the NFC, having a good year.
The Bears are already into their prevent defense, and what do you call when you're down 35-7 and they got defensive backs all over the place?
Second and 10. Lions. Slot formation left. Bussey and King are the running backs. King moves up. A stride or two. Comlo is trying to hit Freddie Scott, and it is intercepted by Fensick, and he is inbound. Gary Fensick picks that off over the head of Freddie Scott. Scott might have touched that ball, too. We'll see on the replay.
Went right off Freddie Scott's hands, right into Gary Fensick. Alertly makes the grab. Here it is. Scott can't hang on to the ball. And Fensick says, okay, you don't want it, I'll take it. He grabs it and then goes out of bounds. Bears' fourth interception. They lead 35-7.
How long do you want your car to last?
1,000,000 miles. She's already done 89,000, and the only thing I've ever done to the engine is tune it up. Of course, I check it regularly, and the only motor oil I've ever used in my car is Quaker State.
Quaker State can't promise everyone the kind of mileage Julian Fry gets, but Quaker State helps cars last, and that's a fact.
I guess that's why Quaker State's the best-selling motor oil in America.
Took Beethoven 4 years to write that symphony. Some things can't be rushed. Good music and good wine. Paul Masson's Emerald Dry. A delicious white wine. Paul Masson wines taste so good because they're made with such care. What Paul Masson himself said nearly a century ago is still true today. We will sell no wine before it's time.
Contribution to the National Football League, Gary Fensick, his second interception of the game, as the Bears first down at their own 49.
The Bears have a 74-yard drive, a 76-yard drive, a 76-yard drive, a 77-yard punt return.
4 interceptions on the day, 2 by Fensick. McClendon, not much. Willie McClendon, the Georgia rookie, number 37 in at running back, got about a yard. Doug English, number 78, stopped him there, right at midfield.
Robin Earl is also in. Some of the Bears' first-string backs are getting a chance to rest. Walter Payton's going to sit on the sidelines for a while after a very productive day.
Gary Fensick, we're told, has 8 tackles today, in addition to his 2 interceptions. That's the kind of defensive work Buddy Ryan, the defensive coordinator, likes to get from his Bears team. Earl and McClendon jump into the pro set. Play action. Phipps for McClendon. And there's a late hit by the Lions out of bounds. Not late, but out of bounds. That one, John Brooks, to make it number 63. Gary Cobb, reserve linebacker, rookie from USC. A little less flagrant than Planks earlier. There's old Rocky whipping up the crowd. Friend of yours, Johnny?
Good friend of mine. He's in great shape, too. Look at that.
Gain of about 4 to Robin Earl. Earl comes out along with Latta. Williams in at fullback with McClendon. Slot formation left. Phipps incomplete and nearly intercepted. Intended for Bashnagel. The linebacker Fantetti, the rookie from Wyoming, had a little shot at making the intercept. Brings up 4th down. Bears will punt. Arnold goes back deep to the 10-yard line. Arnold was a rookie. The rookie Arnold is a teammate of Ken Fantetti's at Wyoming. They're both first-year men from that school. Parsons, good kick. Arnold's going to let it drop. And it's going to be down inside the 5-yard line by the Bears. What a great effort. 2 good efforts down there. Bashnagel made one of them and Schubert the other.
It was Schubert who made the great effort. The diving, he avoided the block and prevented it from going into the end zone.
Well, next week on the CBS Sports Spectacular, Johnny, 4:30 Eastern Time, the World Powerlifting Championships, with all of the big guys in that sport from around the world competing. Also the battle of the NFL cheerleaders and a World Series of poker next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular. So it's first down. They spot it at the 10-yard line after that good effort by the punt coverage team of the Bears. Horace King did not get too much. There was not a lot of running room.
Well, the Bears have this game pretty much put away. I think their big concern now is to how seriously hurt James Scott is if he's going to miss some games, because he's a key to this offense. Even though he hasn't caught a lot of passes, he's their deep threat. He forces certain types of coverage, which gives the Bears a chance to exploit other areas. So we'll have to try and find out just how seriously Scott is hurt.
Forward progress made it a 3-yard gain. It is 2nd and 7. Bo Robinson and Plessy are the running backs. Comlo up the middle. Good catch by Leonard Thompson. First down, Lions out over their 32. Terry Schmidt on the coverage, and he made the tackle.
You're going to get a bird's eye end zone view of this one as Comlo goes back. It's good protection, and you'll see Leonard Thompson coming from the right of your screen, makes the diving grab in front of Terry Schmidt. Nice play by Detroit.
I like that Leonard Thompson. He always does something good for this club. He'll make a big play. He never quits. Gives you a top effort every time, and he's a talented, handy man on that Lions squad. First down. Comlo. Incomplete. Norris dropped it. The rookie tight end Ulysses Norris. Comlo was right on target. Gaines and Plank were there on the coverage. Norris just plain dropped it, and that young lady happy with the turn of events against the Lions. Little chilly here, as you can tell, with the jacket on the pretty girl. 60 minutes immediately following NFL football today. 11:46 to go in regulation time. 2nd and 10 Lions on their own 30. Sacked by Hartenstein. First sack of the day. the fifth-year man from Penn State, number 73.
Let's take a look at number 73. He'll come from the left of your screen, and he'll get by Baldeschweiler here on the left and come to the inside as Comlo was trying to throw. No chance. Hartenstein was there in a big, big hurry. Everything's going right for the Chicago Bears.
Loss of about 8 yards, maybe 9. Under pressure, back again, Hartenstein. Inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's not bad when you can get 2 sacks in a row. Let's take a look at Hartenstein. And Baldeschweiler, number 76, is blocking him at the bottom of your screen. He just throws him to one side. Comlo cannot get away. And Hartenstein, the man from Penn State, makes the tackle. There he is, number 73.
So the Lions will have to punt. Slider 2 yards deep in his end zone. Schubert awaiting it at the Bears' 42. Slider brought a 40.6 kicking average in here today. Just got it away as Plank came in from the right side. Schubert at the 40. Dropped immediately. Leonard Thompson, number 39. Well, he's got an awful lot of ability. Works the specials, and he can tackle, catch the ball, run it. We talked about him often today. And so we have 10:45 to go, regulation time. 35-7 Bears.
Can't wait. Since time began, nature has demonstrated the wisdom of recycling. In rain that falls to the earth, travels to the sea, and rises to the clouds again. Now, man must learn to recycle too. At Alcoa, we've already started by initiating programs that are saving billions of aluminum cans every year. Raw materials and energy too. Recycling. We're simply doing what nature has always done.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Motorcraft battery, it's alright. Saved my life one dreadful night when I told Big Dutch I want to fight. He said, how about now? He broke a table, broke a chair. I went from a coupe to go anywhere. My lights had been on while I was there. Motorcraft, don't fail me now. I turned the key as he came to the door. The Motorcraft made the engine roar. Then I heard Big Dutch as he stamped and swore. Gonna get me a Motorcraft battery for sure. Motorcraft, for sure.
Hollywood, the glamour capital, has another side. A seedy world of flesh peddlers where a killer is stalking the 11th victim. The Tuesday movie at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Bob Avellini, number 7, has entered the game at quarterback for the Chicago Bears, replacing Mike Phipps. And we talked about Leonard Thompson being a versatile handyman for the Lions. We showed you Walter Payton helping an injured teammate off. He's also a cheerleader for the Bears. In addition to running for 100 yards today, he was leading the crowd in applause for Avellini's entrance to the game because there were a lot of scattered boos. They weren't so scattered, as a matter of fact. Robin Earl picks up about a yard straight ahead over the 45-yard line. The crowd happy with the performance of Mike Phipps, and they were not really enthusiastic about Avellini coming in until Walter Payton got him whipped up.
Yeah, he said, why boo Bob Avellini now? We're winning, and it's kind of gotten to be a habit here to boo Bob Avellini, as it was with Bill Wade many years ago and Bobby Douglas. But I don't know. I don't think the fans really mean it. It's just got to be popular to do.
There's Walter. He heard those boos. He just turned to the crowd behind him and started applauding and waving at the crowd to join him. It is 2nd and 8. Loose ball and a fumble, almost a fumble. A flag is down. Near fumble by Avellini backing up. English looked like he moved a little early, and that caused everything to go awry. The flag down. The infraction appears to be against Detroit.
He gave Dan Neal, the center, a little shot there. I guess he figured if I'm going to be penalized, I might as well get my licks in.
There's a fan that's got this figured out in the meat packing capital of the United States. Going in the lion meat business.
2nd down.
There you can see right over the center. There's Doug English.
Brings up 2nd and about 3. The ball now at the 49 of the Lions. Just under 10 minutes to go regulation time. Bob Avellini, 5-year man from Maryland at quarterback. That is McClendon. He has the first down. Another flag is down. McClendon got to the Lions' 45. Mike Phipps left the game 16 for 26, 136 yards, and 1 touchdown pass.
And he has won 7 of 8 starts that he has had as a Chicago Bear. That's not bad stats.
This one is going to be against the Chicago Bears. Penalty flag was thrown downfield. Let's see what the call is from Red Cashion.
Holding number 87 of the offense, still second down.
That is the tight end, Mike Cobb. Walter gets to warm himself a little bit on this chilly evening now. It's 5:42 Chicago time and getting cooler as the day goes on, the evening goes on. 2nd and 13 for the Chicago Bears following the penalty. They're back at their own 41. Earl and McClendon are the running backs. This is Willie McClendon, and he is racked up. Gary Cobb, number 63, and Dave Gallagher, number 71, putting the hit on him. They have come into the game as defensive reserves for Detroit. Gallagher injured earlier in the season. Gary Cobb recently picked up.
And Gallagher's a former Chicago Bear. I think he went to the Giants from there and has ended up with Detroit. He's also in the process of getting his medical degree while playing professional football. Tough job.
Extra defensive back in on 3rd and long. Parkin, number 44, joining the Lions secondary. It is 3rd and 12. Long count by Avellini. He's got time, and it is complete to McClendon, but well short of first down yardage. He gained about 6 yards on the play. Luther Bradley on the coverage, number 27. And the Bears will have to punt. 8:52 to go here in this 4th quarter. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris with NFC Central action here on CBS.
The Bears are going to be 5-5 after this game. Tampa Bay will be 7-3, so Chicago will be 2 games out. But more importantly to the Bears, they're only 1 game out of the wild card spot with Philadelphia and Washington both leaving.
Parsons just got it away against the rush from Dave Parkin. Fair catch signaled by Arnold at the 19-yard line of the Lions. So we are down to 8:25 remaining as Walter Payton enjoys watching the rest of this from the bench. The Bears with a commanding lead.
How many times have you wanted to pack it all in and take off? Well, with Hertz Economy Fares, the time to go is now. Our subcompacts are only $14.95 a day, weekends, and just $98 a week. All with free mileage. Larger cars are only $1 more a day. And if you rent for 3 weekdays or more, Hertz has special economy fares for that too. Hertz Economy Fares. Now you can't afford not to rent from number 1.
Best Zenith ever. System 3 is even better. Even better. The sharpest Zenith picture ever. Sharpest picture. An all-modular chassis designed to be the most reliable Zenith ever. Most reliable. And now, better sound. 4 speakers. Audio jacks. Even an audio control center. Better sound. Zenith. System 3. System 3. Now, even better.
The Honey Bears doing their thing, and the crowd enjoying this game. Johnny, they're enjoying it so much that with a big lead, a lot of them are going to leave. They usually leave when the team is losing.
They want to get home in time for 60 minutes.
That's right. Lions first down from their own 19. Roll out. In pursuit. Page has Comlow. Alan Page inside the 10-yard line. 3rd sack by the Bears. All here in this final period.
It was the marathon man, Alan Page, who made the tackle.
Big loss. 10 yards. It'll be 2nd and 20 from the 9-yard line.
It gets to be a situation where those defensive linemen know they can just tee off. You're ahead 35-7. You know they got to throw. You might get hurt with the draw or something like that. So it gives a big advantage to the defensive linemen.
Bo Robinson and Rick Payne are the Detroit running backs now. Comlow throwing. Comlow up the middle of the field. Incomplete, intended for Leonard Thompson. Terry Schmidt got a hand on it to knock it away.
Here comes that Bear rush. You'll see Page, 82, 73, Hartenstein. Baldischweiler holds him out this time, and it was Dan Hampton who almost got there. But they put the pressure on. The pass was good, but Terry Schmidt just made a good defensive play. The Bears are playing very well on defense this week.
Sorry, Johnny. Extra defensive backs are in. Lenny Wallerscheid went for gains in this 3rd and 20. Comlow, complete to Freddie Scott. And no, incomplete. Incomplete. Thought he made that catch, but our view is obscured by the backside of Freddie Scott. So apparently dug it off that artificial turf. Let's see it again.
Yes, I'd like to see that again. It looked like he caught it to me, but apparently everybody down on the field realized he didn't. Yeah, it took a little skip.
Yep.
But
Fourth down.
He did what he's supposed to, pick it up and run. Pretend you caught it, I guess.
Slider hits it from the goal line. Good kick. Excellent. Backing up Schubert. Fair catching at the 41-yard line of the Chicago Bears. And Denver has defeated New Orleans in a real defensive struggle, 10-3. Some happy fans trying to get on camera. A 12-yard pass from Craig Morton to Rick Upchurch for the Denver victory. And for the Denver Broncos, they are now 7-3 in the Western Division of the AFC, as is San Diego, who also won today. New Orleans, meanwhile, slips to 5-5, and the Rams, winning their game big, could move back into a tie with New Orleans in the NFC West. First down, Bears. Own 41-yard line. Willie McClendon. Pretty good hole for McClendon off right tackle. Got about 6 yards on the play. Doug English, Gary Cobb on the tackle for the Lions.
And Lonnie Perrin is in at the fullback slot for Chicago.
Perrin, number 25. Picked up on waivers from the Washington Redskins. Also a former Denver Bronco. 4-year man from Illinois. He's back in home territory here with the Chicago Bears. Call it a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. McClendon and Perrin. The running back Perrin. This is Lonnie Perrin. Perrin running hard. May have the first down yardage over the 50-yard line into Lions territory. Doug English, number 78, made the tackle for Detroit.
And a couple of other changes. Some players getting a chance to play for Chicago. Dan Jiggets is in at the left tackle spot. And Lynn Bodine, a former Lion, is now playing the left guard spot for Chicago. I imagine he's a little bit excited.
Tony Artizzoni is in at center, number 63, replacing Dan Neal. Cobb brings the play in. Schubert is in at wide receiver, number 85 on the left side. He lines up tight, and out to the right comes Bashnagle. Now Schubert splits wide left. McClendon, pretty good hole. Willie McClendon, 6 or 7 yards. Baker made the tackle on the play. English is there again.
Let's take a look at Mr. Al Baker as he comes from the offside, hustles over there to get in on the tackle. Pretty good hustling by Al Baker when the game is 35-7 and you're out of the play. He comes over and still gets in on it.
Close to a 7-yard gain. Call it 2nd and 4. Lonnie Perrin picked up 2 or 3 yards to the 40-yard line of Detroit. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard. 35-7, the Bears exploding early in the second half. A 77-yard punt return by Steve Schubert. A 20-yard return of an intercepted pass by Terry Schmidt. And they have since rolled it up to 35-7. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris here at Soldier Field, where it is getting a little nippy.
Yes, it is. And when you stop to consider the Bears scored right before the half, they had 21 points there in the space of just a couple of minutes.
That's right. The pass to Bashnagle in the final seconds of the first half from Mike Phipps. McClendon lost his balance trying to cut it upfield, and he does not get the first down. Lost about a half a yard on the play, and the Bears will punt. Fans wanted them to go for it, but I think this is a little sample, perhaps, of Neil Armstrong's class, too. I mean, it's 35-7, 4:12 to go, and not much likelihood the Lions are going to bring it back. What do you think?
I think you hit it right on the head. Neil Armstrong is not that type of coach, and he's going to go by the book here and punt the ball. If he went for the first down, I think it would be just trying to rub Monty Clark's face into the turf, and that's not the Bears' style.
Parsons off the side of his foot. It's going to work out. He gets a good Bear bounce, and it's down by Baschnagel inside the 10-yard line. So the Lions start deep in the hole once more. Tonight, find out about the effects of the swine flu vaccine on 60 on CBS. First down, Lions from their own 11-yard line. Comlow. That's complete to Freddie Scott. Shakes off a tackle of Fensick. Wrapped up by Doug Plank, but he has a first down out at the 34-yard line.
There's Noah Jackson. He's pointing to the score and says, I've had my day. You guys take it the rest of the way, right, Noah?
Bruce Herron is in at linebacker, defensive reserve for the Chicago Bears. Neil Armstrong and Buddy Ryan giving everybody a chance to play now. Horace King running hard for the Detroit Lions, gets to the 40-yard line before he's turned back. Gain of about 6 yards. Osborne, number 68, first man to hit him, and there's Hicks and Campbell down there at the bottom of the pile, too.
And at this situation, the Bears will give them those few yards up the middle. They don't want to have them catch the bong bomb behind them. But still, technically, a good play by the Lions. They went through with their blocking scheme and got some yardage out of it.
2nd and 3, Detroit. Comlow incomplete. Bears sitting back there knowing he's going to be throwing every down. They had 3 defenders around Gene Washington who had no opportunity to make that grab. 3rd down. Leonard Thompson comes in for Gene Washington, delivers the play to Jeff Comlow.
Well, I would imagine George Halas is sitting up in the press box here along with General Manager Jim Finks, and they got to be very happy with the turn of events. The Bears, for an instant last week, could have been 3-6. Their season might have been over. They won that game. Now they've got this game, and they do have the momentum going, the Chicago Bears.
Almost intercepted, intended for Freddie Scott.
I love this vantage point from behind the quarterback because you're seeing it the way he sees it. As the pass blocking sets up, you see the receivers going down the field. You see your crossing men. You see what's happening there. Scott goes up to make the grab, but there is a nice hit there by Plank, who really knocked the ball loose. Plank and Terry Schmidt has had an excellent game 2 or 3 times. He's right there when the ball is there. Has made saving bats, you might say. He batted the ball away. Of course, he's got that 20-yard interception return also.
4th down. Lions going for it, of course. Slot formation left. Comlow. He's got some heat from Osborne, and he is down. Jim Osborne sacks him back at the 30-yard line. The 4th Chicago Bears sack all here in this 4th period.
They ran the crisscross, Page and Osborne. Osborne took 2 blocks and still got in there, and then got him by the shirt, and it was not a tearaway jersey, fans. He was down.
So the Bears have first down at the Lions 30 with 2:08 remaining to play in this football game. Next week, the Bears have the Los Angeles Rams here. They have played 2 teams that have been down there in the win department. Detroit with only 1 victory coming in today. San Francisco also 1-18, 1-7 last week, and they've got the triple Rams, so they've got a chance to get things going. McClendon got back to the line of scrimmage and no more. William Gay and Gallagher on the tackle. 2nd and 10. And there'll be a timeout on the field here with 2 minutes remaining to play in regulation time. The Rams, despite their injuries, had a big victory over Seattle today. And they are a tough football club even when they're hurt. If you missed our report earlier, apparently Pat Hayden, their quarterback, broke a finger in today's game. Vince Ferragamo has gone with a bad hand. And so the Rams continue to have their injury problems and then some.
The Bears, ironically, going into this game, they had 3 quarterbacks start 3 games. Avellini had started 3, Phipps had started 3, and Vince Evans, the injured quarterback, had started 3. Now it appears that Mike Phipps is pretty solid in at the number 1 spot. But now you're looking at Bob Avellini, and you got to wonder, will they throw the ball up? It's 2nd down and 10. If you go by the fundamentals of football, you got to throw the ball, but you're trying to hold the score down. You don't want to make the Lions look too bad.
So it is 2nd down at the 30-yard line, 2nd and 10 for the Bears. And that score is final. The Rams game, they shut out Seattle 24-0 today. Oakland, meanwhile, defeated San Francisco 23-10. So the Raiders are now 6-4 in the AFC West. Lonnie Perrin and McClendon are the running backs. To welcome the fans watching the New Orleans-Denver game. The Denver Broncos defeating the Saints 10-3 in a key game for both of those clubs. Tight defensive battle. Here in Chicago at Soldier Field, Willie McClendon running for the Chicago Bears picked up about 7 to make a 3rd and 3. We have 1:52 remaining here at Soldier Field. The lights are on. This game a 3 o'clock start Chicago time. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris describing the action along the CBS television network. 35-7, the Bears lead it, exploding for 2 touchdowns early in the 3rd period to really open up this game. They led 14-7 at the half. 3rd and a long 3. Willie McClendon. McClendon got another yard. It'll bring up 4th down. Fantetti made the tackle. McClendon, the Georgia rookie, playing for Walter Payton, who left the game with another 100-yard day. Neil Armstrong going with the reserves here in the closing minutes of this football game. Bob Avellini is in at quarterback now. Mike Phipps started the game. Had himself a real good afternoon.
How would you like to be on that Detroit plane going back home?
The Lions facing their 9th defeat against just 1 victory. McClendon again picked up about a yard. 60 minutes coming up immediately following our telecast from Soldier Field here in Chicago. And you'll be finding all about the effects of swine flu. 60 minutes immediately following our telecast. 35-7. The Chicago Bears lead the Detroit Lions. We are in the final minute of this football game in Chicago. The Bears with a chance to move to 5-5. Mike Phipps had himself quite an afternoon. The Bears have had 4 interceptions off the rookie Jeff Comlow today. One of them returned for a touchdown. Terry Smith. A 77-yard punt return by Steve Schubert opened the second half, followed by the Schmidt interception return. Comlow is sacked again. That is the 5th sack in this 4th period.
And you're seeing it. The defensive line can just tee off now. A little trick between Page and Jim Osborne. And there comes Al Harris in on the tackle. Al Harris, who hasn't played much, as the Lions have the ball again. Oh.
Intended for Freddie Scott. Broken up by Plank. Virgil Livers also on the coverage. A final score in. The New York Jets defeated the Green Bay Packers 27-22 today.
In checking the stats, I think Walter Payton may have moved into 9th on the all-time NFL rushing list with his total yardage of over 100 for the day. So he's 9th and he's still in his 5th year. It's just unbelievable.
3rd down. Third and about 18. Jeff Comlow, the Delaware rookies, had a rough afternoon out here, having to throw all of this second half. Intended for Norris. That's incomplete. Our game today, produced by Howard Reifsnyder and directed by Marvin Muse. Our usual outstanding Chicago crew, we thank them very much. Associate producer Phil Ruskin, field operations engineer Dick Shapiro. Our technical directors, Bill Pivarnik, and I'm sorry, those are going too fast for me to read. 60 minutes immediately following the football game. 4th down for the Lions. Larry Swider standing at the goal line. 38 seconds on the clock. Mike Phipps leaving the game earlier. 16 for 26. Nearly blocked by Plank. Taken on the run by Schubert. Schubert gets down to the 37-yard line, maybe the 36 of Detroit, with 29 seconds remaining in the game. Just for those of us who have joined us from other telecasts, Walter Payton, 22 rushes, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns today. Typically fine afternoon for number 34. He caught 6 passes for an additional 53 yards. Phipps, as we mentioned, 16 for 26, 136 yards, and a touchdown pass today. So the 2 key offensive performers giving the Bears their 5th win against 5 defeats.
And we should give some credit to the offensive line coach, Jerry Fry. That offensive line has performed very well the last 2 or 3 games.
Lonnie Perrin, number 25, hit right at the line of scrimmage. Worked his way on second effort for about a yard. And time ticking down as the Detroit Lions, who played well defensively until things broke open early in the 3rd on the punt return and the interception, will take home their 9th defeat. The Bears are now 5-5 and still very much in the hunt in the Central Division as Tampa Bay lost today to fall to 7-3. And so that's the final score. The Chicago Bears defeating the Lions 35-7. And Johnny Morris, what's your feeling about the second half here for the Chicago Bears?
Well, they're on the upbeat. That key victory last week and, of course, this week. But more importantly, they have diversified the attack. They not only use Payton, but